Here are some Christmas traditions that we borrowed from pagans, and by borrowed I mean stole.
It's not even December, and y'all already testing me.
Number 1, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is actually an Old Norse pagan god named Odin.
So this is not true. Santa Claus is Saint Nicholas, and traditions concerning him trace back to Dutch immigrants in New York at the beginning of the 1800s. And we have no ancient sources that stated Norse pagans believed Odin rode through the sky on an 8-legged horse delivering presents.
Number 2, the 12 Days of Christmas. This comes from Yule, or winter solstice, which is a 12-day pagan winter holiday.
The 12 days of Christmas are between December 25th and January 6th, the Epiphany. It's entirely Christian in origin, and we have no evidence there were 12 days of Yule. In fact, Snorri Sturluson says King Hakon the Good put Yule on December 25th to coincide with Christmas.
Number 3, kissing underneath a mistletoe. For Romans, it honored the god Saturn, and to appease Saturn, they would have fertility rituals underneath the mistletoe.
This is nonsense, because Saturn was an agricultural deity. They did not honor him with what would have been considered a weed. The tradition of kissing under the mistletoe only goes back to the servant class of the late 1700s in Britain.
Number 4, the Yule star, in which each point represents one of the 5 different elements. Pagans used to put this on top of their Yule tree.
Pagans did not have Yule trees. Those did not exist. Tanya Gulovich says the star on a Christmas tree probably goes back to the idea of a Star of Bethlehem. It was a European Christian tradition.
Number 5, hanging ornaments on trees. Each of these ornaments represented a god like Saturn.
This is once again nonsense. Tanya Gulovich says the earliest known ornaments were apples. In the Middle Ages, Adam and Eve plays were held on December 24th, their feast day. They would use a pine tree decorated with apples for the play, and that is likely where the Christmas tree actually came from.
Number 6, decking the halls, wreaths, Christmas trees. Pagans would put these up so that they would have some life and some greenery during the otherwise super cold and lifeless winter.
Decorating your house with greenery is a custom found all over the world. This is way too general to say that Christians stole this from pagans. People in multiple cultures do this.
7, Christmas caroling.
Singing. Christians couldn't come up with singing on their own. They had to steal that from pagans.
8, eggnog.
You're not even trying anymore, are you? Eggnog was actually invented in America, with influence from older European recipes.
9, Yule log, obviously pagan.
It is actually not. Yule in English just means a midwinter period, and the oldest reference to a Yule log comes from the 1600s. We have no evidence of a log associated with the ancient pagan festival of Yule.
And number 10, my favorite, December 25th being Jesus' birthday. It was celebrated as Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, which means the birth of the invincible sun.
We actually don't have any evidence of Sol Invictus being on December 25th until 354 AD, and it may have been placed on that date to compete with Christmas. The earlier Fasti inscriptions do not mention any festivals on December 25th, and Aurelian worshipped the sun with chariot races every 4 years in October.